Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive, and welcome back to part 2 of the Secrets of the Lost Tomb Monster Stomp. Alright, so if you remember last time, we had a very unfortunate event that happened in our very first turn. Our old hero, Van Helsing, he bravely ran into the tomb, explored this room, got super hella scared, lost all of his courage, and promptly fled the tomb. So that was his entire turn. That was very funny. So I have chosen a new character to replace it, because when a hero flees the tomb, you treat them just as though they had died. So they're taken out of the game, and you can bring on a new player and set them up just like it's the start of the adventure. The one thing that does happen is the comet track does advance 1. Now, I haven't come up with a very clever way of using the comet track in this non-scenario homebrew game. I think it would be really cool to create a chart of random events or something that happen, but what we're going to do for now is every 3 turns we're going to roll to see if a basic enemy or an elite enemy comes out. And one other change I'm going to do for this homebrew game is, at first I was thinking that maybe you would have to kill 10 base creatures and then kill 10 elites. I'm going to play it that we just have to kill 10 base and 10 elites as they come out. All right. And then we still, of course, have to get to level 3 and kill a boss. Okay, so we're going to, the new hero is Jondib, which is some kind of play on Muad'Dib, of course, Paul from Dune. I'm not quite sure why he looks so crazy there, but let's see what we have here with him. All right. So there he is. He has a 3, a 4, 1, 2, and a 4 for his stats. His special skills, sneak attack. Before rolling combat, you may check dexterity 2, so I need 2 successes. If I pass, I get +2 to my combat rating, and I only lose half of the courage from that creature. If I fail, then the creature gets the upper hand, and he gets a +1 to his attack. And then also the Ancient Spice. As an action, any adventurer in my room gains +5 health. So we have a healer now, which is kind of cool. And he starts with 2 audacity and 13 health, and he starts on 0 courage. His starting weapons are, he has a grenade, throwing knives, which can be used 4 times, and a serrated dagger, which is a strength weapon. All right, and his companions here are Georgius Triantafilidis. Okay, that's the craziest last name I've ever seen. I don't know if that's a reference to something, but all right. So he gives a +3 to all combat checks using dexterity. And when you gain this companion, search the item deck and take the grenade item. So that's what I've done here. And the grenade item is, as an action, I can choose either your current room or an adjacent room, and then roll the die and add 3 to the results, dealing that much damage to all creatures in targeted room, ignoring armor. Other adventurers in the targeted room must make a dexterity check. If they fail, they lose 5. And then I also have Joseph Marks here. So he's running with these 2 kind of like military sniper guys. I always ignore armor during combat checks, and I can tap him to re-roll 1 dexterity roll. And 15 health and 14 health on them. Anytime your heroes, your adventurers take damage, you can always throw the damage onto one of your companions. Use your friends as a meat shield, as it were. So that is our new hero. And it is going to be his turn, and he has 6. So we're going to knock him down to 5. And let's see here. All right. So we've already revealed 2 red bordered rooms. So that's places that enemies can spawn. I'm going to go ahead and move him down. And we're going to explore a level 1 room. So here we have our level 1. And it is the Jade Temple. Alright, so we need to line up one of the doors here. I think we'll go like that. And when we enter that, the only thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have an adventure. So I'm going to draw the top card of my adventure deck here, and let's see what happens to old Joan Deeb. Alright, lined up here, flank to flank, are endless sets of armor. They creak as a breeze flows past you. Every creature is represented here, like an army made from the whole world. You look closer. Strength check. Alright, so my strength is 3. I don't have anything that gives me any bonuses to my strength checks. So that might be something I need to look for him. So let's see here. I need to have 1 success, so I need a 5 or a 6. And there is, yeah, nothing. All right, so let's see what happens. As you get close to one suit of armor, it rumbles and seems to move. Then it swings its axe at you. You catch it in mid-swing, only 2 inches from your face. You overpower the armor and knock it over, felling the others like dominoes. Gain +3 courage. Ah, cool. All right. So that's going to move him up to 3. That still doesn't get him in the next tier he's going to need to get a bonus. But at least it wasn't something super detrimental. All right, so let's see what's next. Next, we're going to go back to Vampirella. And I think she's going to move and probably move over here. So her movement is 5. And so she's at 4 actions, so she's going to go down to 3. And we're going to move her 1, 2, and again find a level 1 treasure or level 1 room here. Oh, the Shrine of Fertility, another red bordered room. And we have a misadventure. All right, so we have to place that like that to line up the doors there. And now she's going to have a misadventure. Adventure on one side, misadventures on the other. All around, there are shelves filled with voodoo dolls. As you walk up to a shelf, you notice a doll that looks just like you. And right beside that one, a bunch of others that look like your fellow expedition members. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. All right. So I need to make a knowledge check. And her knowledge is 1. Vampirella is not very knowledgeable. She does have a good mythos score. I think I am going to go ahead and spend her 1 point of audacity, which means that I can pass this on a 4, 5, or 6. Actually, I don't need to do that. So she has a +1 to all checks. So that's going to give her dice pull up to 2. And she already passes all checks on a 4, 5, or 6. Okay, so I don't need to spend her point of audacity. That's her lucky boon. All right. So I need a 4, a 5, or a 6 here. And there we go. We got it. Our 6. Critical misses once don't count against you in story checks. These voodoo dolls could be cursed. After all, you've seen in the tomb, you know better than to tamper with them. You back up and hurry away. Gain 1 audacity. All right, so she's slowly building up her pool of audacity here. We're going to go back to Joan Deeb now, and he's going to go down to 4 actions. And I kind of want to search with him because I'm not too happy with his weapons, and maybe I can get something I can pass on to Vampirella. So we start with our search tokens in the green gem up. Every time we search, we move it to the next highest. So we're going to go to yellow next. But then we come to our search chart here, and depending on the color of our search gem, we get different results. the green, of course, you have a better chance of somewhat good things happening to you, a better chance of getting treasure, but you can't get an artifact. Whereas the red, you have a better chance of something bad happening to you, but you have a chance of getting a really powerful artifact. So green here, we're going to roll, and we're going to see what happens to us here. A 2. All right, a 2, we have an adventure. Not terrible. Could have had a 1 and had a misadventure. All right, so we're still in this jade temple, looking around, poking around. Let's see what he finds. You find a pair of flight goggles, smashed and dirty on the ground. They remind you of a friend you lost in a past mission, someone you knew well when you first joined the EOP. That's the Eternal Order of Perseus. That's the group that these adventurers are a part of. And we have to make a another knowledge check. Oh man, both of my explorers are really dumb when it comes to knowledge. He only has a 1 also, and nothing. Yeah, nothing at all to boost his knowledge. I'm going to go ahead and spend in a point of audacity to allow me to use it to make 4s, 5s, and 6s count as successes. And what do we get? A 6. Excellent. That worked. All right, so let's see what happens. You wondered what had happened to them, where they had disappeared to. Now you know that they were here. You vow to never let the tomb defeat you. With renewed determination, you press on and gain 2 courage and 1 Earhart's goggles. Amelia Earhart? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. All right, so 2 courage. So that's actually going to bump him up to 5 courage. Wow, he's really he's getting brave, replacing Van Helsing, who ran out scared there. And then I'm going to search the treasure deck for the goggles. So hopefully I can find those. The treasure deck is quite large, and there are a ton of really cool items in here, which you're going to be able to see as I search through these. I don't remember seeing the goggles. I hope that's not part of some like promo set I don't have. I have most everything for this game. Oh, there they go. All right, upkeep. Roll a die on a 5 or 6, gain an audacity. Nice. So every turn, every upkeep phase, I will have a chance to gain some audacity with him. That's pretty cool. All right, so we'll add that to his inventory there. And then we're going to go back to Vampirella. She's going to go down to 2 actions. And let's see here. I think she's going to continue to explore in this direction here. So we need to find our level 1 room here. And what do we have? We have the throne room. All right, so when I go in here, when you first explore this place, I have to do a mythos check. And if I pass, I become courageous. And this looks like a dead end. So we're going to line up the room in the throne room here as I approach the throne, trying to feel courageous. A mythos check. So she's pretty good at mythos. She has 4. Then I also pass on a 4, 5, or a 6. So there's my 4. I got 2 4s and a 6 there. So she becomes courageous. Now remember, she is, let's see, she is immune to physical, physical attributes, right? Or is that Van Helsing? Yeah, oh yeah, she is immune to all physical status effects. So I'm not sure if courageous is physical or not. So let's see here. Courageous is mental. All right, so you gain courage. When you gain courage, gain double rounded up. Man, she's got a lot of really great assets here. She's fearless, she's lucky, she's courageous, she is the great Vampirella. But she has also discovered a dead end. So she's in this throne room, she approached the throne, she got this burst of just spiritual energy, And now she's ready to face the tomb with newfound courage. All right, so we're going to go back to Jean Deeb here. So he's going to go down to 3. And I think he's just going to go ahead and take a point, use a movement to explore here. So once again, we have to find another level 1. And the Island Observatory. When I go in here, I can take a audacity check. If I pass it, I become fearless. And actually, the first thing we have to do is this is the first of the scenario triggers that we found. And if you remember here on our little homebrew chart here, the first time we find, or every time we find a 1, which that is, we roll a dice, and on a 1, we're going to swap this with a danger room. All right, so let's see. A 2. All right, so it is what it is. And that little magnifying glass down there on the board, that means that when you go in there, you explore it, and that's how you can pass that test. I don't think I'm going to try that test though, because, well, it is an audacity check. It doesn't take audacity. When you're searching on certain places, when you're searching for relics, like here, I could come in here and I could search for this relic because it's in yellow here, and it is the Aegis of Hercules. It costs a point of audacity to search. And whether or not you find the item depends on whether or not you lose your audacity. If you're just doing an audacity check, you don't actually have to spend that point of audacity. You're just using your audacity as your stat. So he does have an audacity of 1. I might as well try it because I could become fearless. So I need a 5 or a 6. And there's a 4. So that's it. That can only happen 1 time. And this too is a dead end. So this tomb is quickly, level 1 is quickly filling up here. All right, so we're going to go back to Vampirella. All right. She has 1 turn left. And let's see here. I'm going to have her move for 5. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. And she's going to explore here. Find a level 1 exploration card there. All right. And we have the Fountain of Youth. However, we also have our trigger 1. So let's roll. If it's a 1, we draw from the danger room. And it is a 5. So no danger yet. Luckily, though, this opens up some other avenues of exploration. And when you rest in here, you gain double health. So this is a nice place to rest. So there's no door here because there's no comet symbol. So if I did that, this would not connect with that to create any kind of passage. So I'm going to do it like this. And this is going to have 2 other ways that we can get out. Move that up a little bit. Luckily, these tiles, they interlock pretty nicely, so you can move your map around because, like I said, this game can take up a ton of space. So I'm already thinking that there should be, I should change up a way to introduce monster spawns outside of the tomb phase. Because what happens in this game is after the adventurers have gone, you draw a deck from the tomb deck, and that's when monsters spawn and stuff. And because right now you really are, well, I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Because right now we're not really getting a lot of action in the combat area. We're just kind of exploring. I guess that works out because we are kind of like boosting up our characters, hopefully maybe finding new items, gaining some courage, that kind of thing, before all hell breaks loose. All right, so Jean Deeb's going to be up next. He's going to go to 2, and I think he's going to go down into the second layer. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then he's going to take these stairs, and those stairs are adjacent to this level 2. Okay, so he is now level 2. So let's see here, 1, 2, 3. And he will continue to explore. Now he's going to need to find a level 2 room now. So this tile here can be placed on level 1, 2, or 3. And it is a trap. All right, so we found our first trap here. And that has 3, so it's going to trigger 3 times. So we're going to go into here and place that like that. And we move him into here. And I'm going to find my 3 trap tokens. So here's little trap tokens you can put on your trap rooms to remember how many times that trap has to trigger before it's done. Okay, so the first thing that happens though is you go into here and he needs to make a knowledge check to see if he can even knows like what a spike ceiling trap is. If he fails, he loses 5 health. Now, as you remember, John Deeb is not very knowledgeable. I think that character is weird. If it's supposed to be, because he has a spice ability, if it's supposed to be a Muad'Dib parody or something, I think I would have made him more knowledgeable. But all right, so I need a 5 or a 6 to pass this, and there's a 4. I could use this point of audacity to re-roll, but I don't think I'm going to. Let's see. So that was the trap that sprung. Yeah, so that was the trap that sprung. So that's used the first point of that trap. So now there's only 2 triggers left for that trap. So for the next 2 times somebody enters this room, they have to do that, or else they get spiked by the ceiling spike trap. And I think that's it. So he's going to lose 5 health. So that's going to take him down to 8 health. And that is also a red room. And that also means that is a place where monsters can spawn. Okay, now we're going to go back to Vampirella. She's still in the first level here. And this is her last turn. So she's going to move. Let's move her here. So I need to find my level 1. All right, and what do we have here? Oh, we have another trap, a dart trap. Ooh, if I do a dexterity check, if I fail, I lose 2 health and I become poisoned. Now, poison might be a physical malady, so I might be immune to that. However, this trap has 5 triggers on it. So let me grab these here. I'm going to put 4 on there because we're triggering 1 right now. Okay, so she has a dexterity of 4, and she passed all checks on a 4, 5, or a 6, and we only need 1 success, so I think we're going to be okay. Oh, wow. Famous last words. Okay, so I'm going to use a point of audacity, and I can't remember offhand if I get to roll all of my dice or just some of them. So I'm going to look up here. Let's see here. Audacity, 8 and 10. Trying to find what you can do with Audacity. Audacity. After rolling any dice check, you may spend 1 Audacity point to re-roll the check. You must re-roll all of your dice. Perfect. Okay, so she's going to spend 1 point of Audacity, so that brings her down to 1. And let's see here. There we go. 2 5s. She definitely dodges the poison darts, and she is good to go. So that's going to end her turn completely. That was her last action. So now we're back to Muad'Dib, or John Deeb, and he's got 1 point of action left after this. I'm just going to have him explore here. So again, we need to find our level 2. All right, and we find the Grand High Masonic Lodge, possibly. So now we have a trigger 2. And let's see, I need to roll. And if I roll a 1 or a 2, I draw from the danger room. And a 1, all right. So we're going to put this back on top of the, or we're going to mix that in. We'll put that into the discard. And then we come over here to our danger room stack. We'll shuffle that up and we'll draw the top one. Oh, we need to find a level 2 danger room. And what do we have here? The spider's haunt. It's a trap. Spawn the poisonous spider. Oh, at first I thought it was going to be a rickety bridge that he would have fallen down. That would have been so awesome if any of you guys watched my Warhammer Quest playthrough. So this is a trap. So this trap could spawn a poisonous spider. It's going to have 3. So I'm going to spawn 2 more triggers on there. All right, so I need to make a movement check or else I spawn the poisonous spider. His movement is 4, so I need 1 success here and no successes. All right, our first enemy. So let's find, and that is, I believe that is a basic enemy. I need to find the poisonous spider. Oh, right there, right on top. It should really have here the symbol for basic enemies, so you don't have to, so you know which deck to search through. Now here is one of the main reasons why I prefer cardboard monsters over plastic, because this represents the monster. It's going to go on the board, and it also has all of his stats on the card, and it just makes playing the game so much easier. It's a form and function. You get some cool art, plus you get all the information you need to combat and to encounter this creature without having to look through a book or another card. So let's see here. John Deeb has 1 point of action left, and I think he should attack this spider. So the first thing you do when you attack a creature is you take courage damage. So he's going to lose 1 courage because every time you first faced a certain type of enemy, you do get scared. So he is going to go down to 4 courage, but that still gives him his +1 dexterity. So let's see here. My dexterity is 4. If we come down to the card here, I have a 4 dexterity, and I could throw these knives at the spider, which would give him a 5. And then that also helps with these. So I really need to find a better dexterity weapon for him. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use one of my darts. It has 4 uses. So I'm just going to grab a die here. I'm going to go down to 3. Okay. And then I'm going to build his dice pool using those. So I have a 4 for his stat. Georgios gives me a +3. I can re-roll because of Joseph. And I can I can use the throwing darts to give me a +2. So I have a pretty good dice pool here. So let's see. So we're looking for 5s and 6s. Ooh, that is really bad. Let's see. Well, let's see. I have a 5 there. I have a 6 and a 6. And I have at least 1 1, which means that if I take damage, I get poisoned because of his special ability. If you're damaged by the creature, gain poisoned. So his combat value is 3. Okay, so we're okay. We're okay. So I have 3 successes there, 2 6s and a 5. So that meets or beats his combat value. So I don't take damage. He has no armor, so he's not going to be able to block this blockable hit. And he also is going to take 2 unblockable hits because crits cannot be blocked. So that's 3 total damage. He has no armor. He has 3 health. And we kill our first enemy. So we kill the poisonous spider. Now for reward, Joan Deeb is going to get 2 2 soul tokens, which are experience points that you can buy things with. We're going to add this to our victory pool. And he also, when you defeat a creature, you gain courage back. You gain half rounded up. So I will gain 1 courage back for defeating that creature. If I remember correctly, every time you have to round something in this game, you do it to, I think you do it to benefit the adventurers. It's one of those games. It's not like Kingdom Death Monster, where everything you have to do is detrimental. But that wraps up our first adventure tomb. We're gonna take a break for now, and we will come back with the first tomb phase. We will keep our stack of trophies. We'll keep that over here, so that way we can keep track of how many creatures we've killed. We need to kill 9 more basic creatures and 10 more elites. So, all right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we will talk to you guys next time. Take it easy. Bye-bye.